Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own custom K-pop banner. You get to choose every image and place it wherever you wish. So get creative and choose a concept. I'm going with soft pastels. It's all up to you, so choose something that fits your decor and aesthetic. First things first, you're going to need to choose your images. When I saw this image of Suga, I was taken to a wonderful place. The hills are alive! So I decided to base my entire banner off of it. What you're going to want to look for is pictures where the main focal point, in my case the face, is in the top center. You don't want to lose anything important when you cut it out later on. Second, you're going to want to make sure your photos are big enough. You want an image over 1,000 pixels at least, or when you print it, it'll turn out blurry. So, to do that, we're going to use Google Images. When you reverse image search, Google searches the entire internet for every time this photo has been posted. You can use this to find larger versions of itself, which will better serve our purposes. This step shouldn't take long and will really help your final product look its best. Every day I'm so turned up with my boys. Every day I'm so turned up with my dog. Yeah. Editing is next. Really, all it is cropping, but it helps tie all the pictures together. As mentioned before, make sure the focal point stays top center. This is your chance to make the faces uniformly centered and sized so they look nice together. I crop my photos all to 3x2. Printing. I recommend printing both sides on the same paper. This will help constructing later on. Choose the 5x7 layout before printing 2 copies of the image on one page. Now that all your images have been printed, fold them in half, images facing out. Be precise because you want the photos to line up correctly. Now we're going to make our own measuring tape. Cut along the edges of one of your folded photos, and you'll get a small strip of paper you can use to measure. Make a line to mark the bottom of the image and fold it in half. Now you can use it to mark the exact center. Determine how large of a triangle you want to cut and draw another line to mark it. Then all you have to do is connect the center line to both bottom corners. This gets easier the more you do it, so don't get discouraged. Next, we need to hold both images together. I recommend using a bit of stick glue, but if you don't have that, you can use liquid glue sparingly. You only have to tack the corners down, so focus on not using too much so that the image won't wrinkle. Every day I'm so turned up with my boys. Every day I'm so turned up with my dog. Yeah. Now we can finally cut out the edges. This is pretty straightforward. Just remember, the smoother the better. It's laminating time. Don't get scared. Well, I guess you can get scared. This step definitely takes the longest, and it's not necessarily necessary. That is, if you don't care if it gets ruined relatively quickly. Laminating will protect it from ripping, water damage, and color from fading, so I think it's definitely worth it. We're going to be using packing tape method because I don't have a real laminating machine. My trick for this is using a 3-ring binder underneath so that I can peel the tape up. This step is very tedious, especially if you don't want the tape overlapping, creating lines. But I believe it's worth it. Cover the front with tape carefully so as to not create wrinkles. After around 3 rows have been placed, it should be fully covered. Carefully peel up the tape and image and do the same on the reverse side. Press along the edges before cutting the excess off, leaving about a centimeter of clear border.
Oh, fuck that.
And now the last step. String it together. Look over each piece and choose which side you would like to be the front. This is also when you should choose which order they should be hung in. The string I'll be using is a pastel purple yarn. Set aside enough yarn for the tail so that you can tie it up somewhere before placing your first piece. I'm going to be using the measuring tape from earlier to measure how far apart to hang each piece. Just use a small bit of tape on either side to hold it in place. Congratulations! You have your very own custom K-pop banner. You can hang it wherever you like as you make your way through your room knowing you made it entirely yourself. If you try this craft, send me a picture of it on Instagram at BTS is my weakness. I love seeing what you create. Good luck in all your ambitions. Sayonara.